All square on our stellar North London derby lineup. Enjoyed it, and they are ready with their views. 1-1 then at the break. Remember, Spurs have to win to go back to the top of the table. Arsenal starting strongly and getting their noses in front, but then came the Spurs penalty. His mood changed, and it's all square at the break. 1-1 then at the Emirates in the North London derby. Plenty to get into, so let's start on the 20-minute mark. Thomas Partey, what a strike to give Arsenal the lead, but from a Tottenham point of view, you were far from happy in that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, the performance as well. I mean, they were so passive. Look at the Tottenham players all getting behind the ball. Look how deep. It's really interesting to look at Son's position there. He's doubling up on Saka there. He gets too deep and they just circulate the ball. It goes central to Partey, and then the finish is absolutely magnificent, Berber. I mean, 10 behind the ball, though, and no pressure on it.
Yeah, I mean, as we spoke before, even if you have 10 behind the ball, when we face a good team with the great players, this can happen. If they continue the second half like this, I see more trouble for them. Look at that finish. You cannot catch that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You cannot leave freedom, especially up front, your defense, You have enough quality players to score goals, from a long range. So it's impossible to let him do that,
We talked before the game about Tottenham are going to suffer without possession. But there comes to a point when the opposition bring the ball up to you, you have to put some pressure on to try and win it back. Or you have to put yourself in some clever positions, almost cheap possessions. If we move on to the transition, when Tottenham actually win their penalty, Sonny's in a great, because he always gives them something to think about. If you look here, you look at Son, whereas before he doubled up on it, he's in a position here, he's in that little sneak position. We call it a cheap position, because if they lose it there, if the action's not perfect from Saka, they've got so many bodies forward, they're leaving Son in acres of space. As soon as he picks it up, he takes on the back foot and he counter-attacks. Good 1-2 with Harry Kane. He should be fouled there on the halfway line.
Of course.
He should be brought down. You think they miss the opportunity, he overhits the pass, and they continue. Ramsdale gets himself in no man's land there. They cross the ball, and there's another opportunity where they should be able to clear the ball, which is there. What row are you going to put that one in, man?
Kick the ball in the stand.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in the stand, and it's not a penalty. Gabriel tries to win it on the wrong side, and it's a foolish decision to make, and it's a clear penalty. And Harry Kane stands up and puts it calmly past his England teammate.
Yeah, just going back to what you say about Son, but he was there because he was late to come back and cover as a second defender or midfield. Yeah. And because he was late, he was able to get the ball, use the speed, 1-2, the quality they have, and get to that penalty. So maybe sometimes they need to be a bit more brave, Spurs.
It's not by design, Berber, that he's done that, is it? But by design, it should be clever. It's a clever position, so he can get back. He's just in contention enough to get back if he really needs to. But if they win the ball, he's in acres of space to counter, and that is where Tottenham are at their best, when Arsenal have possession. Because when Arsenal have possession...
Because in the middle of the park, it should have been a foul. If I was in midfield today, I would have made a foul. I would have sacrificed myself, get a yellow card, stop the action, that's it. And Xhaka as well, for me, don't try to put back the ball to Gabriel. It's too emotional in the first half. You could see that, so kick the ball in the stand, that's it.
20 penalties from 21 for Harry Kane. What about this one down the middle?
Well, there was a sense that he's going to do that. We were watching it and we said that maybe he's going to do that. And I think it's because he was a bit nervous. It took a long time to put the penalty away, but in the end, when you strike in the middle, sometimes you're not sure which angle to go, and you go for the sure one in the middle of the park. It was actually a good penalty, to be honest. And in the end, it's a goal, 1-1, and now it starts again, the game from the beginning.
It's his 14th goal in the North London derby. Very quick quiz question. Who was the last Spurs player to score against Arsenal in the North London derby when they were the league leaders? One, Dimitar Berbatov.
Oh,
there you go. It's not just thrown together, Half-time, 1-1 in the North London derby. It's all to play for in that second 45 minutes. If it's anything like the first, don't go anywhere. Special strike from Thomas Partey, his third for Arsenal to give them the lead. But yet another North London derby goal from that man, Harry Kane.